afternoon. Welcome to WCU Athletics Chalk Talk. I am your host, James Zelke, and I am here today with the field hockey coach, Amy Cohen, and a rising senior back on the field hockey team, Katie McNamara. Ladies, how you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
I am very warm. How about you?
Yeah. Feels wonderful being out back on the field. Doesn't matter what temperature it is, Jim.
WCU Athletics Chalk Talk is brought to you by Citadel. And now, Coach Cohen, we'll start with you. What have you been doing since March? Kind of take us back to there and what you did from March to the end of school, and then kind of how you kept your players involved and engaged throughout this difficult and really unprecedented time in athletics.
Well, first I spent a lot of time at home with my family. We have 3 young kids and now a puppy, so I've been very busy with the whole homeschool business going on. And when I'm not with my own personal kids, I'm spending a lot of time talking to the team, whether we're on Zoom meetings. We have a team group me, FaceTime. I feel like I've had actually a little bit more face-to-face time with them in terms of some personal things rather than being out in the field face-to-face. But we've done a pretty good job of staying together as a unit. I've seen a lot of them actually, whether they've stopped over and they stay a distance away just to say hello. Actually, we did in fact work a clinic yesterday, so we were all out there with our face masks on in New Jersey. So I got to see a good deal of them, and Abby was with us, and Marissa Lizardo. So it was nice to kind of see everybody. But we've been staying in touch, social media wise, and obviously Zoom like everybody else.
And is it just as warm in New Jersey as it is here today?
It was very hot yesterday in New Jersey, but it was awesome to get back out on a field. And we kind of figured out we can do it with a face mask. We can do it by being socially distant with each other. So it was a great day to be a Ram yesterday, that's for sure, to get out on the field.
And Katie Mack, hailing from down under Australia, how has it been for you and for the rest of the team in trying to keep in touch with Coach Cohen and get the things accomplished that she and her staff wanted you guys to do?
It's been really easy. She's been great. Check-ins, making sure that it hasn't affected anyone more than others, and just making sure that we're all still doing well in this time of the unknown. We have scheduled Zoom meetings with the whole team, and then she goes grade by grade to make sure that if anything needs to be discussed, it can be in an open and comfortable manner. So it's been wonderful. Nothing's changed with the amount we're seeing or hearing from her, which has been a really good stable feature in these times.
Now, have you had a chance to go back to Australia or no, or did you just stick it out right here in the States?
I'm staying for the summer. I was meant to go home, but it would just be a 2-week quarantine there, and then getting back here for the start of the fall would have been the issue. So me and my parents, we decided an American summer, a little bit adapted.
Missing the winter.
Yeah, we've always teased her about the weather here. We've told her in the summer you would find it to be so hot, and I think the humidity is something that is even preseason. Yeah, okay, it's hot, but like July heat is so different for her. Yesterday was interesting having her on the field in that heat.
Oh yeah.
So how did you handle that?
A bit of whining, but I made it through.
Is it good to get back out on the field and hit
great.
the ball around with some of the kids?
Yeah, a little bit sore today, but it was great. It's always good just getting out there with the teammates and helping the younger children.
So, Katie, we'll start with you with this question. What has been the team's psyche since they learned that the fall season was canceled, and how have you and your teammates been handling what is surely got to be a very difficult situation?
Yeah, obviously it's disappointing, but the times are so unsure at the moment that I think it was a bit inevitable that the season would be canceled at that point. But we still have our national championship to defend, and we will do that definitely one day. But it's just leaning on each other and figuring out the steps to take into getting ready for if we have a season in the spring or if it's not until next fall, and just being ready to go when we get told to go.
Coach Cohen, how about you? Same question to you. How do you think your team has come through what has got to be a very difficult hurdle for a lot of student athletes?
Well, I certainly think it's disappointing, but for me, I think I have a team that kind of resembles me as a person and character. And for me, you have a choice in life to glass half full, glass empty, and it's your choice, which one that you're going to go with there. So Katie's answer is exactly what I would hope for my team, to know that there is a future. This is the right choice for them, their health and safety and well-being right now. And at some point, we will have a chance to defend our national championship. It's just not going to be tomorrow. It's not going to be a month from now, but it will be at some point. So that's the positive side to it. We hope to have everyone back at that point. But this is, a part of life. And if this is the hardest thing in life that they have to go through, okay. So that's the side of coaching that has nothing to do with athletics. This is kind of just a real life thing that happened, and we have to deal with it. So we're going to deal with it in the most positive way we possibly can, with understanding that this was the absolute right choice to make for all athletes in the fall.
And is it kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? Is it is the phrase control what you can control?
Yeah, control the controllables. Control the controllables. I mean, that's what you try to teach your athletes all the time. And they really are a direct reflection of me. And I've tried to be as positive as I can about the entire situation. And my personality in general is, we like to laugh a lot. So we did have a lot of games that we've been playing. We try to find laughter and joy in everything that we do. So as I mentioned yesterday, it was just great to see them face to face, to step on a field. It's great to be back here on a field today. Hopefully we'll be able to do something in the fall. We don't know yet. I know they plan to do something. They're playing Summer League right now. So it's day by day, and that's how you kind of have to look at this situation right now.
And so how has the recruiting been for you, with not too many games, not too many clinics, even though you did work the one?
Right.
So maybe they're starting to open up here later in the summer. What has been that experience for you?
Oh, it's interesting. So now you're doing recruiting calls via Zoom. We've had a few of those. We're in a quiet period right now for Division II. Division I's a dead period, so there really aren't recruiting events you can go to. You can work a clinic, but you're not to be recruiting. So yesterday was hands-on, just teaching some young kids how to play some hockey, and that's fun. I love my job. I love being out in the field. Doesn't matter what we're doing. But yeah, recruiting, it's going to be challenging. Certainly be challenging. But as I said, when there's a will, there's kind of a way. We'll figure it out. It maybe will be a little bit later than what we had expected. But yeah, we'll get through it day by day.
Katie Mack, kind of go through what a student athlete does to try to stay on top of your game when all you got are personal workouts and things like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's difficult, but we have been given a great load from Coach, and Paka has, from the gym, has revamped some of the things so we can do it more home style without the equipment from a gym. But it's good because...
Can you still do a push-up?
Let's see. Come on, let me see. I can definitely...
I'm going to see one right now. Let's see if she's been
I'm
working
so
out.
sweaty on
Let's
that
see. Can we
chair.
do a push-up? Oh, we can still do a push-up. All right. Yes, that makes Coach so happy.
But there are a lot of us still in Westchester, so even if it's going for a walk or doing a quick workout together, it's been...
You guys are playing. So.
Yeah, and we have the Summer League Tuesday nights, which is fun. But yeah,
It's not the same competitive
It's
level
not.
as college.
it's not. But it keeps us moving. Which is great. So it's been a little difficult, but we're also doing it.
What are some of those conversations you have with your teammates about the upcoming season, especially not knowing when it's going to be? Is it going to be in the spring? Is it going to be next fall? And kind of defending the championship if you get a chance in the spring.
Yeah, I mean, it's all over the place. Everyone's obviously disappointed, but we're just excited whenever it is to go out and get ready to do the thing. But we're just all trying to keep well mentally, physically, and just be ready to hit the ground running.
And Coach Cohen, does it take a mental toll on some of the kids and their mental health as they try to figure out some of this on their own?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Athletes are structured. If you know anything about athletics, whether it's middle school, high school, college athletes, professional athletes, you live with a structured lifestyle. So to kind of throw structure out and tell somebody they have to live the daily, that's very difficult. And I think all coaches are going through that with their teams, and that's why we're so hopeful that potentially we can do something in the fall. If not, we just gotta kind of life move on, and we'll figure it out from there. But I think you do struggle. You struggle with not knowing what the next day will bring. And typically a college athlete knows they get up at a certain time, they go to class at a certain time, they eat at a certain time, go to the training room at a certain time. They train at a certain time, they have a game at a certain time, and right now it's just a big question mark. So I definitely think they're all dealing with that and trying to deal with it in the most positive way possible. Going for a lot of walks, I think.
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing? You're walking
We're
it out.
We're walking, trying to have some consistency.
So, Katie, one thing that I've been wondering with a lot of the international kids on the field hockey team, and when you talk to your friends back home in Australia, do they think that Americans are crazy because they haven't gotten a handle on this yet?
A little bit. But here you have more heavily populated main cities, so it's a bit inevitable that you'll have a harder time getting it under control, but I'm hopeful it'll happen soon.
All right. Maybe talk a little bit about the upcoming season and just kind of give a preview of what you have coming back.
We've got some great players coming back. One of the best sitting next to me. She's going to lead the squad with Emma Velez, the two captains. And then we actually have 4 in our leadership group, so Mark Korber and Dom Catalano. And then we actually have somebody who would have started last year coming off with an ACL tear, and Liza Ernst. So they're all coming back. We have some awesome new faces. Paige Wolf coming in. We have a transfer, Taylor Horsey, who will step on the field right away. Darius Spavlik. You've got Em Ingalls. You've got Danny. There's so many great players coming back. Well, of course, we'll miss Katie Kelly, Katie Thompson out there for sure. But, we're so glad to really have the anchor backbone and Claire Nielsen, and having, a freshman goalkeeper now will be a sophomore, and having that full year under her belt just adds to all the depth that we'll be bringing, off the bench now into starters and new faces to starters. So it's exciting for us.
So, Katie Mack, tell us a little bit about your role. Will it change a little bit? Has Coach been talking to you about that? For a back, you scored an awful lot of goals, but then you also came up on all of the corners, and that's your job. But
yeah, we've spoken a little bit about it. I'm hoping to have a little bit more of a runaround up the front if I behave. So that's going to be on my shoulders to dictate whether she'll let me. But yeah, no, I'm hoping to just be able to do what I have been doing, be nice and deep in defense and up to help the attackers when we're going up to score a goal.
Katie plays a bit of forward, so that's what she's talking about up top there. So
yeah,
we let her play a little bit last year up there. Hopefully this year, we'll see. You never know, depending on who's back, injuries, health, and all that good stuff. But, Katie's the jack of all trades for us. She will play on every line for us, just as she did last year. And that's what's so exciting about her and our team, is that anyone can kind of play anywhere.
Versatility is a good thing.
It's a great thing, Jim.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us on this episode of WCU Athletics Chalk Talk. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Everybody have a good night. Thank you.
Rams.